I want to talk about Shōgun before we get off here. Did you?
Oh yeah.
Did you watch any Shōgun, Woody?
I did not.
Soon you will.
You should.
Yes.
I think you'll.
No, I really
you'll
will.
really enjoy it.
Yeah.
So
I'm more confident in this than Mandy by a lot.
So, oh yeah. So we talk about TV all the time because I love entertain TV and movies. It's kind of like my hobby. I really enjoy entrenching myself in the nitty gritty of it. And we're often recommending things, but I'll say this: this is one of those really good A1 AAA titles. This is Taylor mentioned Chernobyl, and that comes to mind to me. Those big standalone series that you go back to every 3 or 4 years and it's still just as good. It's well made, well acted, well written. Like there's just nothing to pick at, and that's what Shōgun has been so far. I've been avoiding the historical stuff because I don't want any spoilers because I don't know what happens to the English guy.
I did the same thing. I stopped reading the Wikipedia.
For those who don't know, basically, there's a power struggle in Japan, and simultaneously, the first Englishman and Protestant to ever come to Japan has made his way there, and he's embroiled himself in this power struggle. And it's very funny, honestly, at times, because he's loud and screaming in English, and they're also traditional and like afraid to step out of line. I don't want to spoil anything. In the most recent episode, I won't spoil anything. I'll say this: in the most recent episode, the 3rd episode, which the big plan is about to fall apart. And nobody's going to lift a finger to stop the big plan from falling apart. And the white guy's like, is no one going to do anything? Is no one going to fucking do anything? And everybody's like, very traditionally Japanese submissive and like won't step out of their station, So yeah, I guess we're all just going to die and he's just like throws himself at the problem.
Yeah.
He just throws himself at the problem and starts babbling in English to Japanese men with swords, and just like just trying to stop the problem from going nuclear, which it is just about to do. There's violence, there's sex, there's gore.
There's really good dialogue so far.
There's very good dialogue. There are subtitles, but I
prefer it.
I find myself taking more from listening to Japanese than I usually do some other languages. Like when I hear Spanish, it's sort of a da 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 da. I just kind of hear this but we did the Japanese. I start like it's like, yeah, okay, I get that he's putting more emphasis on that word. That word is this word, and I'm putting it together a little bit. I'm certainly not understanding, but it means more than gibberish, and I'm digging that part of it.
Yeah.
I really like there's one character who's like, he's fascinated with the moment of death and how people face that moment. And so he's sort of into really macabre, like morbid shit. And I like that character. That character is pretty fucking hardcore. Although it turns out 1600s Japan, there were no weak ass people. The ladies are hard as nails and the dudes are hard as nails. Someone steps out of line at one point, and the guy's like, shit, I stepped out of line. I embarrassed everybody. I'll kill myself.
Yes.
I'll kill myself, and I'll kill my son and end my family line, my infant son. And they're like,
Taylor nails it. Show, don't tell.
Yes. He showed.
He showed.
Yeah.
So he killed himself and his infant son. And it's like, damn,
seems like
y'all
a bit of a
mean
waste.
Yeah, it seemed pretty awful, and especially with the timing. We probably should have hid those people until like the next episode, right?
Yeah, seems like this whole thing could have been avoided.
Yeah, like
a little bit of a delay.
About killing yourself and your infant boy. Wait till next week because we're blowing this shithole. We're out of here.
If I have to seppuku myself over embarrassing my Japanese chieftain warlord, I try and schedule it like a week and a half, 2 weeks down the line, and by that point, hopefully, it's blown over. This guy was like later that afternoon.
There's the main Japanese guy, Woody, is such a calculating tactician. He's clearly the smartest guy in the show by far, but he doesn't speak very much. You just sort of watch what happens and what he does. There's a scene where through a translator, he tells the Englishman, he's like, hey, would you teach me to dive? They're standing on the side of the boat. And the Englishman's like, well, sure. It's a little weird, but he strips down to his underwear and he kind of describes how to dive and how to break the water with his hands, and he dives. And the guy's like, huh, would you do it again? And he makes him do it over and over and over. And at first I thought he just wanted him to take a bath. But then he says, huh, would you like to race to the shore? And it's like, he just tuckered him the fuck out. This guy's been diving off the side of a sailboat, climbing up a ladder like 8 times in a row. And now he's been challenged to like a swimming match. And so he's like, yeah, okay. And nobody says anything. I'm like, I think he's just that much of a like tactician that he's like this dude. By the way, when it came time for them both to start the match, he's dove perfectly. This dude knew how to they both dive perfectly into the water and take off on their swimming match. But I dig the show, man. I don't think it's going to let me down. I'm really appreciating that the fucking the sets and everything look so good.
It's coming out week to week, though.
Yeah.
Monday nights at midnight on Hulu.
They're all like an hour long.
Available.
Just to be clear, Monday at midnight, like the very first minute of Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. That's yeah. I'm pretty into it right now, so I've been trying to
it's
watch
really
it as
fucking
soon as
good.
it comes out. Yeah, that's a little bit of what's making me want a sword. I think because there's a little bit of sword play in there.
I think you should. I think you should get a sword before this fancy leaves.
I've always thought you needed a sword.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if I
look at you and I say this guy loves swords.
A man with no swords is a bit of a pussy.
Mm-hmm. How are you
You're
going to be a
right.
warrior? You couldn't be a warrior.
how will
without
I
a sword.
expand my fief?
Yes, you need to expand your fief.
Expanding my fief is all I fucking.
What if you have
think
a
about
home
these days,
invasion
Taylor.
situation?
Well, I've got this.
Bad news for them.
Oh, then
Not
They-
today.
they
No,
get
not
the
today. You're gonna get fucked up. But
Well,
back then.
I do have that Captain Jack Sparrow setup where I've got 6 black power pistols and
Yes. Yeah, and you get drunk
wow,
before
geez, look at that fucking link.
Yeah, that is it a Baklock? Baklock?
Batleth.
Batleth.
Yeah, you get the
Batleth,
Batleth there. It looks like a completely impractical weapon.
that looks really impractical.
Though I've watched Worf use it enough that I think I could do some damage.
This
Isn't
is
Worf
great. You have like a
superhuman strength?
5-foot-long weapon that you can reach 18 inches with.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of you can hold it like this and do some pokies, and there's a lot of underarm stuff, a lot of spins. You know?
But
Seems
your
like a good
range
way
is
to
very
cut
short. I feel like if
Oh, no,
someone
no,
had
no.
a sword, they could poke you from 3.5 feet
Oh,
away.
they don't have a sword in this scenario, Woody. No.
Yeah,
So
home
They have a
invasion.
shopping cart. They're hiding behind their shopping cart, screaming. and I'm calling them patak.
thing is pretty dope.
It is kind of neat, but
I don't like that.
Yeah,
it's
that doesn't
chromed
look
out.
practical.
That makes it look cheap to me, and it happens to be the most expensive one on all of Etsy. There's a $180 one that's like looks better, but I don't want the cheap one. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah,
feel
you
like
want
I
some
need to get an
mass.
artisan. I need to get a real Klingon to make this thing for me. Is what I'm thinking. A real Trekkie.
how much are you willing
I
to
got
Zach, can you show this one? This is the one Kyle needs so that he can be like that guy.
$8.99. Let me see what you got here.
$8.99?
$8.99.99. Yeah. Oh, my man here's. See, this doesn't look very traditional to me, and
Look
it
how
also looks
cool
like it's made out
this
of
guy
foam.
is.
That's a foam bat left, Woody. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Woody. He's not holding it right.
There looks like there's no correct way to hold this cumbersome, useless weapon.
Well, that's
What is he, the
That's-
dude? I don't know. He just strikes me.
I'd
as
rather
super
you come at me
cool.
with that than a baseball bat. You're gonna stumble and kill yourself.
when you see me going through my kata with that thing while I'm singing Klingon opera, you're gonna think different.
Are you gonna? Oh, before you get a sword, you should practice your kata.
I'll be chanting the dirges of Kalis, and I'll be flipping that thing around.
Please, if you
I'll have-
buy a sword, get a Japanese one, or at least a
Why?
Japanese style
Why? That's
one.
the opposite of what I want, because I think
No.
that's the lame one. That's the lame one.
I know it's the lame one.
Dude, that's what all those fat white dudes with ponytails buy. They buy themselves a goddamn katana and
Okay,
wear
well,
their
then get a
trench coat with
Gladius.
their Jinko shorts.
Gladiuses are cool as shit. Get one of those.
because I think they're neat.
They are neat. That's the problem. They're the look. Let's be real. Fedoras are fucking neat, but they have been
Yes.
co-opted by a disgusting race of man people.
You guys
You're
gotta get
right.
off Reddit. Fedoras are not neat. You look like
Yes,
a
they
fucking
are.
goober.
Dude, my
You look
one
like
to
you should be
10 scale,
detecting.
I go up by a
Yeah,
point with a
I
fedora
want
on.
to be a detective so bad.
Yeah, just take up
One of those
smoking
gumshoe
cigarettes.
detectives with
Say stuff like Dame. Seems to be the problem here, Dame.
I want
That
to
would
be
good.
Jack Nicholson from Chinatown. That.
I haven't seen that.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
this reference is falling dead
fantastic.
on
God
everybody.
damn.
Just get a
Wonderful
Gladius.
film.
You'll be happy that you
Wonderful
didn't
old.
get it.
It's just when Jack Nicholson had all his hair. This is a long time ago. There's one part where the guy pulls out a switchblade. He's caught Jack Nicholson where he's not supposed to be, and he like puts the tip of the switchblade in his nose, and he's threatening him. And then he goes and just cuts his nostril. And so the rest of the movie, Jack Nicholson's got his nose all taped up. It's pretty fun.
Oh,
it's a good movie.
Hate that.
It's a good movie. There's like a crazy surprise ending that's like, oh shit. It's a fun one. It's an old movie though. It's Jack Nicholson with all his hair.
If someone puts a knife in your nose, do you stand very still and walk it out, or do you like jerk away? And
I think to end up with a knife in my nose, I've made so many poor decisions up until now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna lean on someone else's
mercy.
Hey, what do you think I should do about this knife you have in my nose? Because I'd like it out.
Yeah,
I'll ask him what he thinks, because I've done so many things wrong to end up with a knife in my nose.
Mm-hmm. You probably owe someone money. I would imagine that's probably what happens.
I don't know. You could just want some fried chicken one night, stumble into the wrong joint.
You could. That would be man, you go in expecting fried chicken, you're in a great mood, and then your nostril gets sliced.
You're like, this is the Popeyes. I thought it was a Chick-fil-A. That's what happened.
Damn.
Yeah. Please buy a Gladius.
I just don't think I have that.
No one's going to call you gay the way they would if you bought a katana, because
I'm not getting the katana. I don't want the katana.
I wanted you to get the katana because it would be the easiest thing to make fun of. But a Gladius, I wouldn't make fun of because that's more unique. Nobody owns fucking Gladiuses.
What if I get like a bow staff, like the one turtle that had the sticks? What if I get those? But they're just like really good hardwood sticks wrapped in leather tightly. So they're like,
when you started that sentence, I was thinking of ways to make fun of it. And then after I thought of the tightly wrapped leather, I think that would actually look kind of cool.
Smell that leather.
It would smell good.
And that hardwood, it's stained.
Or you could get a sai, like I think Raphael had.
Yeah, that's the three things.
The three prongs.
That's more of a defensive weapon.
Yeah, it's apparently not a good weapon at all, but they look neat.
The reason why each turtle got his weapon, right?
No.
Is based on their personalities. I think he got the side. One of them got like the defensive weapon because he was too aggressive. It was like that. It was like to complement their personalities or to keep them from
or to clash with their personalities.
Maybe the smart one gets like the big fucking sword because you don't want a dummy to have that katana. I can't remember. I watched a video about it the other day.
I would have rebelled. Like I remember watching Ninja Turtles as a kid and thinking that the guy with the staff was a loser. And the nunchuck guy. I thought it was so clear what the stack ranking of them was.
Do they all come with CD-ROMs? What is that about?
No, those are shurikens. They're supposed to be shurikens. These are for children.
I hate this image.
Zach, show us what we'd play with if we were, going to do it right.
If we were at least teenagers.
If we were cosplaying as the 3 Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. I would absolutely call Katana Guy. If someone else threw a stink about it, I would settle for Side Guy, and I would not be part of the trio if I had to be staff or certainly not Nunchuck Guy.
Oh, these are the actual toys. These are branded Ninja Turtle shit. Oh, that's
cool though, because I could be Nunchuck Guy. I think they're.
Could I see the cartoon characters? Could I see them in action with the, or maybe the movie characters, but not the new movies? The like 1991 Ooze movie, right? That one.
I like them all actually.
With Bebop and Rocksteady. You remember Bebop and Rocksteady?
I do remember Bebop and Rocksteady. Holy shit.
That's a
blast. I can take whatever's left over and be happy.
Oh, well, that's good. And then, so Kyle and I, would we be in a fight for the katana, I guess?
I'll take that bow staff. I'm going to be honest. I feel like I could crack the shit out of somebody with that thing, and I wouldn't feel the need to hold
Not me. I'd catch it with my size defensively.
Okay. Well, I would
There's a non-zero chance that would
happen. They should have one guy with a
gun. By the way, these new turtles look fucking cool. If I was a kid, that would be so badass. That with that animation style, it's the right, mid ground between realism and cartooniness.
Now look at the quads on those guys on the left.
God,
they are very well developed.
Yeah, they're big. They're jacked. Big old delts. Some Derek-sized delts on Donatello there.
Yeah,
there's a clip.
Abs.
There's a clip in the movie where you can see the guy's face through the open gaped mouth of the turtle, and he's just in there like.
Really? That's funny. He's just a guy in a suit,
and he's peering through the black fucking gaping mouth of the turtle.
Can you find that, Zach?
Oh, you would remember this, Kyle. Did the street sharks get weapons, or did they like skateboard into problem areas and then like beat them up with their shark strength.
So the way I remember it, that they traversed the territory by literally swimming like through the street. Yeah, you can see him in there. Look,
his mouth. That's very funny.
It's so gross.
Wait, keep it up for a second.
You see his teeth.
Oh
see
my
a human's
gosh.
teeth in there.
I mean, they did their
Wow.
best.
I
That's
guess he's
kinda
yelling
gross.
or something.
It was the 80s.
Yeah, I guess that was the voice actor. I thought they would dub them, but
Mhm.
that's even funnier if that's true. I don't know why it looks like that. It's so gross.
Yeah, what
Yeah, I take that bow staff though. I wouldn't have to hold back. I crack the shit out of somebody with that thing. Whereas with a sword, if I'm being real, I'd be a little afraid if I was having a weapon fight and I had a sword about hurting myself in some way. Like that thing's
Oh.
a giant razor blade.
Please, I'm looking at the nunchucks thinking that same thing times 10.
Oh, you're gonna hurt yourself. Like,
Dude,
that's a given.
here's what I think the rules should be. You guys choose first and second. Leftover gets the other two. Now it's
Oh.
fair.
Why do you need two? How are you going to operate a side and a nunchuck?
In case I'm disarmed.
poorly. Yeah, that's how it would go.
Yeah, like you could
Yeah.
take the nunchuck from me. Now I have size.
Man, I would hate to
It's a
have a
net
fucking
upgrade.
sword fight. You know, in the Japanese movies, and I'm going to pretend like in real life, it seemed like their technique and their weapon sort of lends itself to like quick deaths, or at least not gory deaths. You ever cut yourself with something sharp and you don't feel that shit? That's how
Yeah.
I feel like it. I bet that's what it feels like to get hit with a katana by a master swordsman.
It
I
was
bet
not.
you get lightheaded when you bleed a lot.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's how you die.
I'm sure we've all been in shock, right?
I don't know about shock, but I've definitely
really?
been like I've responded in an almost panic attacky way to like losing blood before. Like I almost passed out that time I had that sword fight and Scott fucking stabbed me in the arm. So I would definitely like, I think, you know, if you're losing blood, you're just going out anyway. I don't know what shock is exactly. I always think of it as not just being shocked, but having some physiological reaction that's a big deal.
I described it as not making good decisions, kind of maybe a little sleepy, but badly injured. You know, you're badly injured and you're not making good calls about what to do next.
Yeah.
I've never experienced that. Seems terrible.
But
I thought everyone's been there.
I would want to believe that it wouldn't hurt that
I've
much.
never passed out. Like,
Oh yeah?
You never
yeah.
lost consciousness.
No.
You ever been knocked out?
No.
Oh man, you should get choked out sometime just to have.
What
the
about
experience.
drinking?
Like fell over drinking?
Like, I don't think I've ever blacked out. I've fallen asleep, passed out.
Yeah,
again.
that's what you do. You
But
fall.
I've never.
yeah.
But there are some people who just don't remember all the things they did for hours the night before, and I've never had that.
Oh, I've
Or
definitely.
did you?
No. Oh.
I really don't think so. I'm much more. I don't know, the way I'm wired, I would fall asleep rather than
I
have a wonderful night that I can't recall.